Hi guys, we still have our Recharge Your Marriage conference. We ended 2024 with a bang with our Gauteng Recharge Your Marriage conference. We were in Midrand, Galaga. We had 4,000 people attend. We are coming to Polokwane, the Limpopo Recharge Your Marriage conference on the 8th of March at the Ranch Protea Hotel.
On the 29th of March, we're going to be at Mpumalanga at the Middleburg Banqueting Hall.
On the 5th of April, we are coming to KwaZulu-Natal, the Recharge Your Marriage conference. We are going to be in Durban, the Jesus Dome. Looking forward, it's going to be epic. We've got speakers, a packed lineup, which is myself, Dr. Bake, marriage and family therapist, my wife, marriage and family therapist. We've got medical doctors who are going to be speaking about your health. We've got business leaders who are going to be speaking about making money and also marriage. We've got Samari, an exceptional comedian. We've got Matema performing live. We've got Karabo performing live.
We also have a legal expert, Ntabiseng Dubazana, as well as a sexologist, Mpumezenda.
Get your tickets at WebTicket or go to our website, bakedlamini.co.za. See you there. How bad is the situation of family members that harm marriages, according to your experience and what you see?
There are family members that can actually bring destruction. We have seen it. In some households, you would see that a son will get married and actually build a home or build a house in the compound, you know. So I think families then still want to hold on. Our relatives, they have that thing of wanting to still be part of your life.
The issue of Africanism, respect of elders.
Yes.
It does get to places where certain people are threatened with being disowned. That if you don't listen to us or if you don't observe this ritual, something bad will happen to your children.
I think I saw another post where they are talking about marrying the breadwinner. You know how tough it can be. You know, and expensive it can be. You know, being married to that. So there's also that part of black tax.
Some people's marriages ended before they started. Because they never got solid premarital counseling. They started on a poor foundation. From day one, their family members were so vested in the relationship, were so involved, and they never got a chance to breathe and be a couple. We need to provide a balance. And as much as we say family is there to support, you know, to be lovey-dovey, provide you with some, you know, social circle, there has to be boundaries.
I've heard, you know, couples that come in our office and, you know, the woman will be crying that, you know, when it comes to my in-laws, from the very beginning, I've never felt the love. I've never felt the acceptance. Sometimes others will say, my mother-in-law actually says it. Yes, says it, you know, vocalizes it and say, oh, you're not the best for my son. If somebody in your family would disrespect me, how would you react to that?
I could punch them in the face. Hi everyone, hi fam. It's always a pleasure to have you on Love and Marriage today. It's just been piling up. The momentum has been growing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for following. Please do subscribe. It's great to be a part of this family and seeing this family grow.
Definitely. It's wonderful. Thank you for tuning in even today. We have a wonderful subject that we're going to be touching on. Quite interesting and maybe even quite touchy.
It's a subject that touches a lot of people, that causes divorces. It's a subject of in-laws, family members who infringe, who violate a relationship or a marriage. How bad is the situation of family members that harm marriages, according to your experience and what you see around, what you've heard around the clients you work with? Yeah.
I think where we need to start is that family is family. Eh? It's not a subject that is supposed to bring someone to a point of fear or to a point of being disrupted. You always hear things like, family always means good, that kind of a thing. But I think when it comes to marriage, it becomes tricky.
But does family always means good?
That's where then we need to, start to dissect as to there are family members that can actually bring destruction. We have seen it. So yes, that's where we then, that's why I'm saying, then when it comes to marriage, I think for us, especially the black family,
Yes.
black people, I think we struggle a lot to make those demarcations
African,
and
to love
we feel like we want to become this big family, one big family, for some reason, and maybe also it's coming from our backgrounds, actually. If I remember, in some households, you would see that a son will get married and actually build a home or build a house in the compound. So I think families then still want to hold on. Our relatives, they have that thing of wanting to still be part of your life, and they don't want to feel like there's a change.
But as you're talking,
just because you are married,
as you're talking, something comes to my mind: the issue of Africanism, respect of elders.
Yes.
It does get to places where certain people are threatened with being disowned. That if you don't listen to us or if you don't observe this ritual, something bad will happen to your children. Abaphansi bat, abadala bat. Ancestors are saying, isn't there a fear factor amongst our black people when you involve especially the subject of elders?
Definitely there is. And unfortunately, that's how most of us were raised. We were raised, fear was always included in whatever.
Which means even if your elders would come now and say, my child, lick the floor now. If you don't listen to us, something bad will, you would lick the floor.
Definitely. For most of us. But you see, you asked the question, how bad is it?
Yeah.
Because we get to see couples on a daily basis, we then kind of have a picture. It's quite bad, especially for us, once again, for us as black people, because again, we would think it's being modern when you are trying to, put a demarcation and separate
boundaries.
put boundaries when it comes to your family, where you're coming from, and the family that you are building. So you find that couples fight over that because they don't agree, And then there's the issue of breadwinners. There's the issue of
the winners of bread.
the winners of bread. Bread must be won.
Yeah.
So there's that issue of, I think I saw another post where they are talking about marrying the breadwinner. How tough it can be. And how expensive it can be. Being married to that. So there's also that part of black tax. As much as you have moved on, you have started your own family. You are building your own thing. You still have to take that two-step back to finish up whatever at home and attend to expectations.
And I don't want viewers to think that we are against family. I think we speak so passionately because of the casualties we see. Family should be loved. Family should be supported.
Definitely.
It's part of there's an anthropological perspective to it. It's part of our African culture. It's part of spirituality. The good book speaks about taking care of your family, which includes your extended family. So we should do that. It's just that sometimes there are extremes. There could be extreme of looking at the nucleus family, which is your immediate family, your selfish. That's an extreme. But there could be an extreme of always considering the extended family at your expense. So we see a lot of casualties. Some people divorce because family members were involved. Someone says your family was always involved. Your family was always involved. And as we speak today, there are people who are no longer married because of family members being involved.
Yeah, it's quite tricky. It's quite tricky. But on your side, what have you seen? I mean, with the couples that you help on a daily basis, what have you seen? What's out there?
It could be a scary one sometimes because, people become so passionate when they talk about their families. When someone says, not with my mom,
Yes.
or not with my siblings, you don't even know the graves of our family members. You don't even know where I'll be buried. So you come here, you waltz in here, and you want to control my life. It becomes so personal, and someone says, I'm so close to my sibling or whatsoever. I've had the scariest of cases, where family members got involved and the marriage was destroyed. Actually, some people's marriages ended before they started.
Yeah.
Because they never got solid premarital counseling. They started on a poor foundation.
Yeah.
From day one, their family members were so vested in the relationship, were so involved, and they never got a chance to breathe and be a couple, Even when it comes to going for a holiday, the family members or the elders have a say. Even when it comes to buying a car, family members have a say, I'm grateful in our marriage, being married about 14 years now. When we were supposed to go to the chapel, I was in my apartment. My mom came through. Actually, she spent a night before to help me prepare for the wedding. She said some words that never left my mind. She said to me, son, I was a buddy, a friend to you, but there's a new woman coming into your life, and it's my time to step down, to allow that woman to ascend and to be a part of your life. It's things like this. When you look at what people go through, I truly appreciate, because some moms or some dads held on to the reins fiercely.
Yeah.
And today people are married for 10 years or 20 years, but the parents are still holding on fiercely. They don't want to back off.
Yeah.
And it's ripping the marriage apart. So that's what I see. I see people fighting.
Yeah.
I see people divorcing because of family members that are too involved.
And as you're speaking about that, family holding on, maybe at times it's a thing of, I don't want my child to make the same mistake that I made. Or it's a thing of, my child wouldn't know how to maneuver in the marriage unless I help. My child needs my help.
It's my little Onovuyo, who's almost 3 years.
Yes, it's your little Onovuyo, because Onovuyo will remain
Now,
Onovuyo will remain a small boy.
But I think there's a challenge there. Even when he's 40 years, it's still my small Onovuyo.
Yeah.
Why can't I release him and allow him to be a man? I think there's a need of a literacy when it comes to love relationships, or an awareness that we need to create about helping people to grow. We need to emphasize, once we're raising our kids, that I always say to my kids, you fall pregnant, just know that you have to pay your rent. I'm teaching them about the realities of life.
Yeah.
How about we instill that in our children, that once you are married, you are grown up, you're responsible for your marriage.
Yep.
If a child comes running to me, I say, out. Go to a marriage therapist. I'm not going to be involved. Why can't we promote that, to teach people to stand on their own and be independent?
No. I think I've seen a bit of it in the other race, like the Western, in the white people. You see that they, even before they are done with their education, or, the parents tell them, oh, when you're finished there's your apartment. Or even when you're done, please make sure you're looking for a job and stuff like that. And they would assist you to actually start finding your feet, instead of, oh no, you're welcome to come back home. You come home, you stay, and you're relaxed. You're comfortable. I mean, when you're home, why wouldn't you be comfortable? So even when you get into marriage, you're still expecting your parents to hold your hands like that. And your parents are expecting you allow them to hold your hand.
I'm blessed to have been married to you for 14 years, and I've never reported anything at home.
Yep, same here.
A moment of silence for that. Because for some people it's foreign.
Yeah.
I believe we need to have the necessary tools to be able to deal with our marital problems. And many people many times say the Dlaminis look so, everything is
Perfect,
fine.
yeah.
You guys never bicker. We do bicker. We are like any other couple. In as much as it's not too much, it's manageable.
We try not to make it too much.
So, but I think I pride myself in that. Whenever there are issues, I tackle them on my own. It's me demonstrating that I'm an adult.
But Ike, in marriage, what is the role of family? That is relatives, our extended.
The role of family is to be a support group, is to be a support system.
Okay.
You need people to relate with. Sociologists say no man is an island.
Of course.
So you need family members to relate with. They gotta be there to support you. They have to be there to celebrate you. They have to be there to be there.
To be there.
Your children.
So is it a thing of I'll call you when I need you?
Not really. There has to be a commitment. It takes two to tango.
Yes.
You have to call, they have to call. There has to be that authenticity. And I think one thing that we need to point out is that the children, we need not be selfish towards the children. The children needs these support systems, these cultural influences, They need a grandpa, they need a grandmom. There's rite of passages where values are passed down through generations. Culture is important because it speaks of what a society or a communication is. It speaks about identity, So family is important. When you're going through the most, it's just that sometimes family is not family.
Yeah.
These are people that when you're going through the most, they have to be there. These are people that have to be there even when you've got nothing. But I know cases, as a conscious being, I know cases where family members are there to loot. Can we talk about looter? They are there to loot. They are only there for what they can get.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. If I die, Umakoti is on their own. They loot whatever that is there. They abandon my wife. Actually, it would break my heart if I would die to hear in my grave. To hear that, I think I would toss in my grave. To hear that, my wife has been, attacked or stripped off whatsoever privileges and stuff. So family should be there to support. Yeah. So that includes not support just me, but to support you as my wife, to support my children. I need to know if I close my eyes today, that my children would be safe. I need to know if I close my eyes today, my wife would be safe. Okay. So that's what family is for. Unfortunately, we need to provide a balance. And as much as we say family is there to support, to be lovey-dovey, provide you with some, social circle, there has to be boundaries. Marriage is about leaving everyone in order to hold on to someone and you build a life together. Right there, we need to speak about the fact that our family members need to give us a blessing, or in a sense, release the couple to start a life of their own. Yeah. Like as I said, my mom said, I'm going to back off. A woman is coming into your life. She's going to step in, I back off. This is a parent who's conscious. A parent who says, I'm going to allow you to grow up. Yeah. Which means when it comes to Onovuyo, our son, there has to be a place where we say to him, son, it's time for us to release you. Be a grown-up. I think our African parents never give us the permission enough to be, to say, we want to trust you. We want to trust you to do this life. You're going to come to us when you need us, but have the volition, have the prerogative, the freedom to do life. And we believe in you. So family is there to provide that support system, but also to release a couple and allow a couple to exist.
I think also, family, will be there for the good times.
Yeah.
Where you are celebrating to say, I think I usually see people say, oh, I've made it in life. I wish my mother was here, to see my victory or to see who I've become now. So I think, as much as when we need them, when things are not so good, becoming the support structure, also it's people to celebrate with. It's people to say, I was young, but now I'm old, and you see, I come from you, and this is where I am now.
It's people to celebrate with you. I wish we could talk about that also in the literal sense. that family has to be there to be happy when you rise.
Yes.
But is it always that family members are happy for everyone when they rise? Or some people, when they start rising, family members start to become jealous? I've had cases of family members who practice witchcraft.
Yeah.
I've had cases of people who are wealthy or successful, and family members speak during the funeral of a family member to say, yeah, ubuliwe iloya, uthwele ngaye. This is the person who buries everyone in the family, who takes the kids to school. I mean, extended family, abashana, the nieces and nephews. This person takes care of everyone. But when someone is late, the very same people who are taken care of by this person, they say, yeah, so-and-so has been killed by so-and-so because they gain powers, they amass powers, through killing people. That's why they are successful. That's why they've got a mansion in Midrand, in Sandton, in wherever, Dubai, around the world, because of... So accusations fly.
Yeah, accusations definitely fly. And unfortunately, at times you hear of... people making the statement of, people that you used to share the sponge with in the sitting room when you're visiting your grandma's place, today don't actually speak.
They don't talk.
So it can be difficult. It can really be. So imagine when you're already married and now you have your family and then you have your in-laws, where I've heard, couples that come in our office and, the woman will be crying that, when it comes to my in-laws from the very beginning, I've never felt the love. I've never felt the acceptance. Yeah. Sometimes others will say, my mother-in-law actually says it. Yes, says it, vocalizes it and say, oh, you're not the best for my son, but what can I do?
How do you come back from there?
Yeah.
Where a mother-in-law has uttered a word. It's better where you are speculating.
Yeah.
But there are times where mothers-in-laws have spoken and said,
I've heard clients that actually say, my mother-in-law actually said it.
You are not needed in the family. There are males whom the family members said, you're not good enough for us, our daughter.
Yes.
You don't come from the right class. Mm-hmm. You are good for nothing. You'll never amount to anything. And it created a wound. Till today, the couple is trying to heal. And some have divorced. Because from the very beginning, the marriage was doomed.
Yeah.
Family members got involved.
Got involved and did not approve. So I think that's another one because seemingly... Okay, I think you said it in the beginning. Seemingly, we want to depend on the approval of our elders and our relatives.
Approval. I wish we could do another episode on that one.
Just on approval.
Approval.
Yeah.
Approval. It kills a lot of marriages. I want to talk about wives. Many a times when they consult with me, they say, my husband never stands up for me. Mm-hmm. It's quite a concept.
Never protects
you could write a thesis on that one.
Yeah.
Many times I hear wives say, he doesn't stand up for me. Yeah. Standing up for someone, does it mean climbing the rooftop, standing on it? What does it mean? What do women mean when they say, he doesn't stand up for me?
Okay, so basically, do you realize that when, and for us as Southern Africans, this is culture, this is the norm, that the makoti comes or is brought to the in-laws, brought to your family, and already, imagine yourself, already you are thinking, I don't know what they think about me. And you know what? The interesting thing is that they've seen you before. It's not like they'll be seeing you for the first time. Yeah. But because now you are married, it's a different step altogether. Yeah. You're in a different status altogether. So you are worried about, how are they going to accept me? What are they going to think of me? Am I good enough, really?
Their culture.
I come from, this is how I cook at home. Yeah. Are they going to accept the way I cook? Yeah. Are they going to want me to, at home I used to relax and they know that I'm a lazy girl. Are they going to accept that? All of that, it becomes, one lady, a client once said to me that, on that, during those ceremonies where she needed to be be at her in-laws.
Yeah.
You know, there was a point where she actually broke down. She cried and she was like to her husband, "Take me home." And I was like to the husband, to hear that, you know, that actually tells you that one can actually feel alone.
Take me home.
Take me home. You know, just feeling alone in a room filled with people. So that is what's going on with most women. So the standing up, it's actually me saying, I want to see you, I want to feel you, that you are with me. Because all of these people, I don't know where they stand. I'm not sure of their stand, but I want to know that you are with me, like you are on my...
Let's go on this. Let's go with it now. The process of standing up. There's a science to it. Number one, the standing up starts before the wedding.
It starts
where
before
someone
the-
says, where someone gives a declaration. Hi everyone, no one is coming into my family, and she's my significant other. She's special. Because some families have never had that. It's like a secret.
No, you know what? It's not even the thing of it's like a secret. It's like families are the one that are in charge of no one that is coming.
Okay.
You know, you are not in charge.
Okay.
You are not the one calling shots.
Which means the standing up starts with you as a man being in charge of your life.
Yes, being in charge of what's going to happen. And this is how I want it to happen.
Being autonomous, besides about the wedding, about your own life.
Yes.
This is my life.
Yes.
This is what's gonna freaking happen. This is my life. So I'm bringing someone and she's special and I'm not ashamed. Then from there, the standing up is, if anything goes wrong, if anyone steps on a toe, you stand up to say, you hurt my wife, or you said something disrespectful. That cannot happen. Can you go and apologize to her?
Yeah, you've taken it deeper. You've taken it deeper, and that is actually, you know, what most wives complain about, that my husband didn't say a thing, you know. My in-laws came into our house, they set me down.
Submitting.
Yes, they set me down and they would say all sorts of things. They told me this and that and how I was wrong and how I shouldn't be doing this. And my husband said nothing. I actually even had a lady that said, I would look at him now and again, hoping that he's going to... And he would actually look away. So that is what you're talking about when she says, I need you to stand up for me.
But the concept, in a balanced concept, is the woman also has a role to stand up for her husband. If someone insults, for example, if you're from a family that says your husband is not rich enough, is not educated enough, your responsibility as a woman is to say, Umuntu amlo, this is my person, I've chosen him.
And if you have a problem with that, then you are the one you should
So which means in the standing up, we need to be able to, not in a disrespectful manner, but in a respectful manner, to tell people sometimes, go to hell.
Yes, we should be able, both ways, we should be able to say, you know what, you disrespected my person, and honestly, I don't see how I should be respecting you.
Saying go to hell is speaking to the fact that some people could be toxic. Which means in this marriage, in fighting for a marriage, in protecting your marriage, at certain times, you can cross paths with certain people.
Yeah, you can. Definitely.
And we need to be ready for that.
Yeah.
I think the challenge many a times is people want to be liked by everyone.
Yes.
They fear confrontation to say, you know what, it's off, manch. No, segonagele, it's beyond, this is wrong. This is where the buck stops concerning my children, concerning my partner.
I think also remember what we spoke about earlier. It's still the approval. So even
approval.
Yes, even you are still concerned that, okay, I know my wife, you know, is complaining about my who in the family, but I still want the approval of that person in my life. You know, I still need their word or their, you know, I still want their support. So that's where you find that it's, you guys are compromised as a couple. You're compromised because you want to bring the whole party in.
Do I stand up for you in my family, according to you?
Yeah, when it comes to you, you stand up for me, like extremely so. Like you're not afraid to just say it I remember even the first time I even went to meet your family.
Yeah.
I think they knew that, we can't be doing all sorts of shenanigans. So the only thing that happened was me being introduced and, everyone greeting me. I was more like the special one. I never really even felt like I'm a makoti. I know you've told your mom, you've told your other relatives that you don't want me to be wearing morning gowns if
I
ever
would
you
die,
pass
yeah. away.
You're not expecting me to be in mourning for years, as our culture, is normally played out. So, like, you stand up for me. You stand up for me. So I usually, but I think at the same time, it makes the relationships easier with my in-laws. It makes I'm then comfortable, or I'm assured. I think I can say that one, that I'm assured that, okay, whatever happens, I know I have backing, but at the same time, I know that as you love your family, you love me, even more.
Yeah. I love my family so much. I respect culture, but I'm against toxicity. For you, I can face the army. I believe my responsibility as a man is to have a clear voice. I don't like weakness, because weakness can never be synonymous with manhood. I believe no matter whom I have to clash with, for the sake of me, emphasizing my position, my aspirations, I do that. I think naturally I'm a person who's not a people's pleaser.
Yes.
Now, if you're saying, let's go somewhere and I don't want to go to, I tell you, I don't want to go to. If you're saying to me, can I have a meeting with you? I meet a lot of people that people are weak. I meet a lot of people that you want to have a meeting with them, you want to talk to them. Instead of them being direct, they blue tick you, they ghost you. People are weak. I don't understand why we can't stand up, If you don't want something, I can't be a part of that project. There's someone I was speaking to yesterday, they're saying, can you be a part of this project? I was able to tell them politely, I can't be a part of it. I think that also plays in when it comes to protecting your spouse, where we need to be able to put our foot down. I remember one family meeting where we had lost one relative. It was the entire clan, the entire Dlamini clan, the elders, grey head. I spoke in that meeting, I said, when it comes to my life, my wife, if I pass on, this is what I'm expecting. And I speak respectfully, but without fear, without favor. So I think it's important in a marriage that both parties have that aspect.
Stand, yeah. And if somebody in your family would disrespect me, how would you react to that? Or what would be your response?
I could punch them in the face.
That's not punch them in the face.
Maybe metaphorically or literally. But yeah, I would never allow someone to disrespect you, because I know you wouldn't allow someone to disrespect me. As I said, I believe in intentionality. I'm married to you, and it's not a secret.
Yeah.
I'm not married to my grandfather. I'm not married to my mom, my dad. I'm married to you. So my number one allegiance lies with you. And that is non-debatable. And I believe that's the beginning of manhood, to have a sense of non-debatableness. It's non-debatable.
And if they feel like you are being, come on, they are your family, so why are you being like that?
I just grew up. Growing up means I start my own family, and the ranking changes, the priorities change.
Yeah.
The number one person, the person who takes the number one spot is yourself. Like I share a bed with you. I get intimate with you.
We share life.
We share life together. So that's the holiest union. It's sacred, and none should ever come in between them. Whether it's my grandfather or ancestor, I could disagree with an ancestor for your sake. Why? Because I think my paradigm is holding so close marital vows and marital principles. The two become one. We are inseparable. That's the guideline.
You know, I'm just thinking of somebody else that is in an abusive relationship or marriage, you know, and as we're talking about, you know, families, relatives, and the in-laws, it's a norm that you'd want to involve them and stuff. So maybe it's a different message to somebody that is going through.
Yes.
You know, sorts of violations and all sorts of because I think then the family again plays a different role altogether.
True.
Okay, but I think at the end of the day, like you said, it's a support system.
Yeah.
So for whatever situation where you may need support, they come in.
I think we need to emphasize this one so that the message is not lost. We are not saying people shouldn't involve family members or seek help from elders. Elders are very important. You know, as I'm sitting here, I'm not only respecting you, I respect your elders, which includes your late father, whom I never met. I respect him as a man. And I'd want to treat you in a way, if he was alive, he'd be proud of me.
Yeah.
So family plays a very important role. Some people get taken advantage of because they have no mom, they have no dad, the parents are late. I've seen that. And someone does as they please. Someone does as they please with someone's child. So family is important. But we need to create the boundary, the guideline which says, deal with your issues as a couple.
Yeah.
Get whatever help, exhaust all avenues. Then when you failed, then involve family. But the challenge is the toxic proclivity of quickly rushing to involve family.
Yep.
You know, you haven't even read one book for marriage. Quick, yeah.
You haven't tried anything.
You haven't tried anything.
Assist yourself.
Quickly, just phone, mama, a challenge with family members, they don't forget. You know, you kiss and make up. But they don't forget.
Yeah, true.
Would you allow someone to disrespect me in your family? We close with that one.
We have said it. You've said it already. Definitely not. Well, I think for me, it'll be a thing of, I'm not, you know me, I'm not very confrontational.
Yeah.
You know.
So what would you do?
And I try to avoid drama as much as I can.
Yeah, politician.
No. I try to avoid drama as much as I can. But if you know, as a loved one to me, a family, a relative, whatsoever, you disrespect my husband, I feel like you have disrespected me, you know, and also you have, because here we are building, I think that's another thing we need to always be conscious of, that when we get married, it is said even during the wedding ceremonies that, you know, we have come to build, you know. Yes. So when you do something towards my husband or offend my husband, you are breaking that, whatever that we are already building. You know, you have become that person that is carrying an axe cutting, you know, and also you are breaking trust.
Excellent.
Yeah. All right, as you've heard it, you know, if somebody disrespects your partner, they've disrespected you. And it matters not who they are. They might be your family, they might be your relative, you know. It becomes personal. They have touched a very soft part in you. So thank you very much for watching. We are looking forward to hearing from you, you know, on this subject. We know it's quite interesting. We know it's touchy. So do, you know, engage. Tell us your story. Would like to hear that. And if you haven't subscribed, please do that right now. Go to that subscribe button and press. And also, you know, follow us in all our social media platforms, where we'll be able to also let you know, or I'll let you guys, that the video is on. So thank you. We will see you once again on the next episode.
Thank you.
My children don't owe me anything. My children do not owe me anything. People are not able to live their lives because somehow they owe their parents.
When you are in your retirement, your children don't owe you nothing.
Yeah.
And we need to be careful of the emotional blackmail where we say to our children, but we took you to school, you owe us.
Whatever they will do it out of their kindness, out of their love.
I remember another case, speaking to someone, they were getting ready to get married. Their parents said it to them unequivocally. You will not get married until you build me a house.
Okay, so let's just say my dad, being alive, would ask you that question. How would you react to that? How would you respond?
I would be pissed off. I would be pissed off. The relationship would be strained. Maybe I would tell him